Well, I'm back with you again, once again, the brother from Harlem with the high school education. You guys are kind of seeing how my high school is shaping up. Now, I'm in my senior year. Let's talk about the summer before my senior year. You know, as I said, we got these high school fraternities that started springing up everywhere. Just like college, we were Greek. We had Greek colors, Greek letters. My group, my boys from the Convent Avenue boys, we were the Delta Phi Betas. We done been through years of high school, and now we're getting ready to go into our final year, our senior year. But that summer, before we did it, oh, New York went wild over this so-called high school fraternity thing there. We ran track, so you know brothers in different areas, and we didn't actually start the high school fraternity thing. Some brothers from Brooklyn that we knew kind of started it. They had their group out there, we had our group. Groups in the Bronx, groups in Queens, everybody got a little high school fraternity. And we carried on just like we did, and the colleges did. Now, we knew a lot about them because you had the Qs and you had the Kappas that were in our neighborhood. And the Kappas had a frat house right there on right off of Convent Avenue where we live, called Kappa Castle. And they used to rent it out to other people for parties. Oh, we had some wild parties up in there. But we, you know, we having a good time. So we would have these parties during the year, and we'd go to them, we'd have our little crew caps on with our little colors, and they'd have their crew caps on with their little colors, little Greek emblems, and we were the Delta Phi Betas, D Phi B we used to call ourselves. Our colors were green and white. So when we started these things, everybody had, first we started with a crew cap. Then some brothers got a windbreaker. So we got windbreakers. Now they had their little letters on there. We built us a crest. Just like the big time fraternities and these big time social organizations, they had a crest. But we had a crest as well. So that was kind of the extent of it. Crew cap, windbreaker. And we said, oh, let's get sweaters made up, because they had sweaters back then. So we had green sweaters with white stripes and white edge on them, and we had our crests up on the chest area. So we had crests. So now other groups started getting crests. Then all of a sudden, we decided, let's go one step further. So we got suits. And we went to this place downtown called Empire Clothing. We got a lot of clothing down there prior to, we got shirts, you name it, they had everything down there. And in those days, we could buy a two-pants suit. Now that was the best thing, because a lot of the suits came with two pants. Because you're going to wear the pants more than you're going to wear the jacket. So the pants are going to get worn out. So $29.95, y'all hear me? $29.95. You could buy a suit, a well-made suit, because they were made right there in Lower Manhattan. You understand? A suit, $29.95, two pants. So we got these black suits. All of us got black suits. Okay. Then we had the crest made, and because I was the sewer, I sewed all the patches on the coats. So everybody had their. So now when we go to a party, when school starts, we bebopping in there with our little Delta Phi Beta suit on, with the crests on the pocket, you know, and everybody, all the girls are looking at us, and the brothers are envious of us, because this is the way we rolling. Okay? Everywhere we go, there's a D Phi B, Delta Phi Beta boys. Then it became the Beta boys, you know. Oh, we were known all over New York, you understand? When nobody messed with us, And we got invited to all the parties because we were always the cleanest cats around, you see. So we just hung and hung and hung. Now, when we got into our senior year though, things changed a little because the Vietnam War was fired up and things were beginning to happen, see. And because all of my partners were a year older than me, they started getting drafted into the war. Like a lot of people. My brother got drafted because he was older, and I didn't get drafted because, you know, I got deferred because my brother was in the war, and one of my main partners, even though he was a year older than me, he had a medical out, so he didn't get drafted. So now the war's going on, but high school is still going on, see? So I'm in high school, he's actually out of high school, so all we did was party. We partied all over New York. Now it was just he and I. The brothers would party when they came home, you know. After they did their basic training, then they'd come home, we were always at a party, always at a party. In the summertime, we were always at the beach, you see. So it was, for me, school, party, beach, school, party, beach. Okay? Now, high school fashion industry now, ooh, buddy, I'm loving this. I am loving this because I'm a big-time senior. I'm well known around the school. I play basketball, I run track, I'm wearing some of the flyest pants out there. I'm a very astute student, so I'm well known by everybody knew me, and not for all the bad reasons, but I'm having the time of my life in high school. But now I'm thinking, I'm supposed to go to college, like most everybody. Because see, even though we went to this fashion school, they still expected you to go to college. But I got to weigh in the two. Got to weigh in them. Now I can go to college, or I can go into the workforce. Plenty of jobs. I mean, thousands upon thousands of jobs because the garment industry was there in New York. So I'm weighing these things. Should I go to college, or should I go into the workforce? And like I tell all the time, the difference was if I was going to go to college, what was I going to study? Now, everybody wanted me to be a doctor, but I didn't want to do that. So I didn't really want to go into the workforce. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, I don't want to do this. So, I'm sorry, I didn't want to go to college. So I weighed and I said, wow, they done told me that I could make more money going into the garment industry than a person with a college degree. So I said to myself, I don't want to go to college. I went around to FIT, checked it out, but Fashion Institute of Technology, which was the college of fashion and clothing, couldn't teach me anything that I had already learned in high school. That's why I say why this high school is so great, because the next level up actually taught less than what you learned on the high school level. That's why I talk about this school so much. What you learn in that high school is superior than what you learn on the college level. So, why go? Now, in my day, not that many people physically went into the industry. A lot of them did go further in college. Whereas in today's world, these young people get out of that high school, they go into business for themselves. There's no garment industry, you see, in New York today like it was then. But they create their own businesses, and with online and cyberspace out here, it's very easy to make it when you're good. Now, if you're not good, you ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry, you're just not gonna make it. Because just like it makes you overnight, it can break you overnight. So times have changed, see? But I chose to go into the field. Now, that was a very different experience for me, going into the field. Trust me when I tell you. And what I'm going to do is, the next time I talk to you, now I'm going to break down what the garment industry was like, what New York was like, what Harlem was like in those days. Because that's when I realized that the magic was real. And I chose to go into the industry. And I'm going to tell you about that and tell you how I wasn't in Harlem anymore. Well, I was still living in Harlem, but I didn't work Harlem right then and there. And when I tell you guys how it was and how I managed to get into it and then all of a sudden come back to Harlem, now you're going to see what the real Harlem was all about. So once again, Gentleman Jim McFarland here with you, because I'm still the brother from Harlem with that high school education. So y'all be blessed, and I'll be back with you shortly. Many blessings to you.